My partner brushed off concerns about her new colleague with calm explanations. Yet the accidental email sync on our family computer revealed everything. The subject line that snagged my eye was innocuous enough. Lunch tomorrow, can't wait. It auto-previewed in the corner of the screen while I was balancing our monthly budget, numbers blurring as the cursor hovered like a guilty verdict. The sender field read A. Rivera, the name Jordan had mentioned in passing for weeks. Rivera's brilliant with the client, total godsend. Rivera brought donuts, saved the morning. Rivera and I are working late, again. I had teased her about the repetition, the way the word Rivera had begun to punctuate our dinner conversation. She'd laughed, squeezed my shoulder, promised I had nothing to worry about, babe. The same shoulder she rubbed lavender oil on whenever I couldn't sleep. Nothing to worry about. Our daughter Sam had been using the family iMac for a school report. Jordan's work profile had somehow toggled on during an OS update. Mail.app opened like a curtain rising on an understudy who hadn't rehearsed. 32 new messages glowed, all from A. Rivera. I told myself to close the program, to trust the woman who once carried me uphill when I twisted my ankle on our second date. Instead I clicked. They started professionally, project timelines, color palettes, vendor invoices, then slid, incrementally, into something stickier. A thread labeled Tuesday contained 41 back-and-forth notes in a single day. I skimmed. Rivera, your laugh during that call was unfair. Jordan, unfair to whom? Rivera, to the pretense that I can concentrate within 50 feet of you. My pulse thudded so loudly I checked to see if Sam heard. She was in the kitchen humming, Let It Go, spoon clinking against cereal. I kept scrolling. Another folder. Personal. Inside. Itineraries. A shared Google Calendar titled J&A, Escape. Dates overlapped our anniversary weekend. Jordan had told me the agency was sending her to Phoenix for a rebranding workshop. Subject of Rivera's latest email, Desert Nights and that black swimsuit. I closed the messages, shut the computer. The room smelled of lemon disinfectant and something scorched. Maybe me. I walked to the kitchen, watched Sam blow milk bubbles, her 7-year-old fingers sticky with cereal dust. She grinned a gap-toothed grin and asked when Mommy would be home. I said, soon kiddo, then retreated to the porch where the October wind slapped color into my cheeks. Jordan arrived at 6:30, same as always, carrying Thai takeout and a paper-wrapped bouquet of dahlias, my favorite. She kissed my temple, asked about my day. I wanted to hurl the flowers into the neighbor's yard, to scream in languages I don't speak. Instead I helped her dish pad Thai onto plates. Over dinner she mentioned Rivera again. You'd love her sense of humor, very dry. I chewed peanut shards, nodded, felt each one large in my throat like broken vows. That night, while she read Sam a bedtime story, I reopened the computer. Screenshots. I captured them methodically, the way my father once taught me to gut a fish. Quick, clean, evidence preserved. My hands shook so violently the trackpad thought there were 2 fingers instead of 1. When Jordan padded downstairs in fuzzy socks, I was waiting at the kitchen island, cursor hovering over a photo Rivera had attached. The 2 of them in a hotel mirror, cheeks pressed together, mouths open mid-laugh. No black swimsuit in sight, but Jordan wore the linen shirt I gave her for her 33rd birthday. She saw the screen before I spoke. Her face cycled through surprise, guilt, then something I can only describe as surrender. It isn't what it looks like, she whispered, which I learned is the universal password for exactly what it looks like. She reached for my wrist. I stepped back, knocking over the dahlias. Water bled across the hardwood like slow-motion tears. We talked until dawn. Or rather, she talked. How the project adrenaline blurred boundaries, how Rivera made her feel seen during late-night brainstorms, how nothing physical happened until the Phoenix trip, except, of course, the 1,000 tiny intimacies that are foreplay without skin. She insisted they only kissed once, that guilt carved trenches under her eyes, that she'd ended it weeks ago. I asked why the calendar still existed. She had no answer the universe accepted. Sam found us at sunrise, rubbing eyes, asking why we were awake. Jordan scooped her up, buried tears in our daughter's pajama collar. I watched them, a diorama of the family I thought I owned, and felt the floor tilt like a carnival ride starting too fast. I moved into the guest room that night. Jordan brought chamomile tea, left it outside the door. I poured it down the bathroom sink, watched the spiral disappear. For 2 weeks we performed parenthood like actors in separate trailers, cordial at pickups, polite at dinner. I archived the screenshots in a folder labeled Taxes 2013, a joke no one would laugh at. Then came the afternoon Sam was at a birthday party. Jordan cornered me in the laundry room, clutching a sock ball like a life raft. Therapy, she begged. I agreed, not because I believed, but because endings deserve witnesses. The therapist's office smelled of eucalyptus and resignation. Jordan cried first, then I did, snotty, undignified. We mapped timelines, dissected vulnerabilities. I learned phrases like emotional affair, limerence, rupture repair. Still, every time she said, mistake, I heard, experiment. And I was the failed control group. One December evening she arrived home with a small velvet box. Inside, a silver thumb ring etched with mountains. A promise, she said, to climb back. I slid it onto my pinky. It fit nowhere. That night I scrolled the photos again, realized the black swimsuit email was dated 2 days before she bought the dahlias. I stored the ring in the junk drawer next to dead batteries and the lie she hadn't confessed. Why spring? Joint custody took shape on legal paper. Sam would shuttle between houses, a tiny diplomat with a unicorn backpack. Jordan wept signing the agreement. I felt only the hollow clink of finality. The night before I moved out, I returned to the family Mac. The profile was still logged in. I hovered over the delete button, then paused. Instead I created a new folder, before. Dragged every screenshot inside. Compressed it. Password. Dahlia. I left the icon on the desktop, a warning label for whoever inherited our hard drive, so I carried boxes to the car, Sam clutching my leg like a koala. Jordan stood on the porch hugging herself against wind I couldn't feel. She called, I'm sorry, for the 100th time. I wanted to say me too, but the words tasted like wet cement. I buckled Sam in, looked at the house where I'd planned to grow old, and understood the most dangerous affairs are the ones that leave everything standing. Weeks later, the dahlias bloomed in the yard, stubborn fists of color. Jordan sent a photo, captioned, they came back. I deleted the picture, but kept the flowers in my head, proof that some things return even after you stop watering them.